Welcome to the Battle of the Bands instructional video. In this, we will cover everything you need to know to play the game. First, we will start with the card types. There are 5 card types. We have scandals, concerts, endorsements, appearances, and of course the bands. The bands are who you are using and who you are rooting for to try to win the game. The object of the game is to get the most amount of fans, and once you reach 15 fans and during your turn, you win the game. To do so, you need to raise capital. Bands have their own capital, and there are cards that increase your capital as well, such as endorsements, which are permanent increases to your capital. There are concerts and appearances, which sometimes increase your capital as well as increasing your fan count, and they are a one-turn effect and then are discarded. Scandals make your opponents lose fans and sometimes have other abilities as well. To begin the game, all players will choose a band and set that in front of them. Then you shuffle the market deck of all the cards available. Then you place out 5 cards in front of the bit, forming the market row as such. Then you set 16 fans to the fan pool and then 5 additional fans for each player playing. So in this case, we have 4 players playing, so you would add 20 more fans for a total of 36 fans to the pool. Then, to determine turn order, you determine it by the fame on the card. All bands have a fame number as well as a capital number. Fame determines who goes first and the turn order. Bubblegum Pop has the highest, so they will go first, followed by Country, followed by Heavy Metal, and last Rap. On the player's first turn, they will have nothing in their discard pile nor in their deck, so there is nothing to draw. They proceed to the Perform phase, where they flip over the cards in the market row, and then any number of these may be purchased as long as they have the proper capital. All bands begin with 4 capital. The purchase cost is the number in the red circle. That is how much it costs, and once you purchase it, it goes to your discard pile. Okay, let's say that they choose to purchase the dive bar, which gets replaced immediately with a face down card, and it goes to their discard pile face up. Then they still have 3 capital left, so they use it to purchase the nightclub, which also goes to their discard pile face up and is replaced with a face down card from the market. Since that is all they want to do for their turn, they go to their end step and they choose to discard the Scandal. The Scandal then goes to the market discard pile and is once again replaced with a face down card. It is then the next player's turn. The next player starts in the same way. They begin their sound check phase and they have no cards in their deck or discard pile. So they just proceed directly to their Perform phase. They flip over the cards, they purchase the cards that they want, and turn plays as such. Let us jump ahead a little bit. Okay, now that it has completed 1 rotation around the table and everyone has had 1 turn, we have returned back to the Bubblegum Pop band. Now, during their sound check phase, they shuffle their discard pile into their deck, and then they draw until they have 5 cards in their hand. They don't have 5 cards, they only have 2. But this is their hand. Now they reveal the market row. Now they can either purchase cards from the market row or play cards from their hand or use abilities on their band itself. Now, choosing to play a card from your hand is almost the same way as purchasing it from the market row. So they choose to play the Knight Club, which is an endorsement, and it comes into play into their play area. The play cost is the number in the green circle. It then, if a card has a capital increase, it will be in the blue circle. So a Knight Club increases your capital by 4. The band has currently 8 capital to play with. They look and they decide to play the dive bar. The dive bar also produces 2 and has a 0 cost. It has an ability that says you injure a fan, so we would injure 1 fan, either controlled by a player or 1 in the pool. At the beginning of the game, all fans in the pool are only healthy fans. So if we choose to injure a fan in the pool, we would remove 1 of the healthy fans and put in an injured fan. Once an action is resolved, it goes to your discard pile. Endorsements, once again, stay in play. They are permanent. So now the player wishes to purchase from the row the Endorsement, Green Gold, and New Year's Ball Drop. So they have 8, and that costs 8. Now they have to be purchased one at a time. So they choose to purchase this, which goes to the discard pile and is replaced from the top. And then they purchase Green Gold, which is sent to the discard pile and replaced with a card from the top. Bubblegum Pop doesn't like scandals because of their 5 fan ability, so they choose to discard the Drunken Public. And that is the end of their turn. Likewise, Country shuffles their discard back into their deck and then draws until they have 5 or until they have no cards left in their deck or discard. They reveal the cards in the market row and they choose to play City Bash. City Bash increases their capital by 8, giving them a total capital of 12 for the turn. They have no other cards in hand, so they go to purchase from the market row and then continue playing likewise. Now, once a band has gained a certain amount of fans, they unlock abilities. As long as they have at least 3 fans, they can use the first ability, 5 fans for the second ability, 7 fans for the third ability, and 15 fans that can win the game. During their turn, during their perform phase, they may perform any of the actions once per turn. An action is denoted by an A before the words. In this case, if they have at least 3 fans, they may perform the action of gaining a healthy fan from the pool. The 5 ability is a passive ability, and it says that they lose a fan whenever a scandal is played. So once Bubblegum reaches 5 fans or more, whenever any player plays a scandal, they lose a fan. This effect is triggered before the scandal effects resolve. Some abilities, such as the heavy metal 5 fan ability, has an R next to the A as well. That means that it is repeatable. You can do it any number of times as long as you have requirements to continue doing it. In this case, it costs 5 capital to perform this action. As long as you have 5 capital, you can keep doing it. Note that your capital is reduced for the turn every time you spend it. So if you had only 5 capital, you can only do this once, but if you had 15, you can do it up to 3 times. Let us take a look a little more in depth at scandals. Scandals are the way to help prevent your opponents from winning. Some of them have requirements, such as arrested. It says -1 healthy fan if they have more than 5 fans. So this doesn't do anything to anyone with 5 or less fans. However, there are other cards like child abandonment, which give -1 fan, which could be healthy or injured, and an additional -1 healthy fan. Scandals have a red number and a green number, which means not only do they cost to buy from the market row, but they also cost you to play from your hand. Like concerts and appearances, they are discarded after their effect resolves. Next up, we will cover when the game ends. The game ends in one of 2 ways. Either someone gets 15 fans and during their perform phase uses the banned ability to win the game at 15 fans. Or if the pool runs out of fans, then the player with the highest amount of fans wins the game. Now, fans can be removed from the pool if the market deck runs out and you need to replace a card in the market row. 1 fan is removed for each card in the market row that needs to be replaced. So in this case, we are missing 1 card, so 1 fan at the end of each player's turn would get removed. Likewise, if there are 2 cards missing, 2 fans are removed during each player's turn. This limits the game to make sure that it doesn't go on forever. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below, and I will try to get to them as soon as possible. Thank you again for taking the time to learn about Battle of the Bands.